Hello, everybody. Welcome to our July live show, live discussion on the Chance to Fly by Ali Stroker, Stacy, Davidowitz. Look who has a copy of the book.
I have the book this time.
You're also wearing green, which I feel like matches the vibe.
It does. We got this going on.
I feel like
and
the
then
green
this kind of matches my hair color.
Oh, it does. I feel like the green that I chose for this is a little too neon. Yeah, somewhere like there. Cool. Not like it matters, but to me it matters.
Oh, yeah, because Elsa was green. I didn't even think about that.
I was just doing it because the curtains are green.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure they're like described in the book as being like your classic red curtain. But they're green on the cover.
Oh.
That's fine.
Interesting creative choice.
It's fine. Can we just talk about the cover though? Like how adorable Nat is on the cover front and center.
I know. She's
and then like
stunning.
all the other little characters.
Yeah.
Like, do you know who's who just by looking at it? Like, can you?
I know this is Savannah.
Yeah.
Right. This is Hayden. Is that his name?
No.
What is his name? It starts with, is it M? No. Wait.
Oh, I feel like I should have written all the names down. Hudson.
Wait, no. Hudson. There's a Hudson.
That's
the
not
redhead.
Hudson. That's
this is Malik, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm forgetting.
I don't know who this is.
I
forgot her name.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure this out right now.
Where did Hayden even come from? Where did I pull that from?
Dude, I don't know.
Let's see if I can find like their.
Is that Ray? Maybe?
I think so.
I just realized that Fig is not on the cover anymore.
I know.
I love Fig.
It's so sad.
What a weird name, but you know. Here we are. Anyways, do you want to talk about your overarching feelings on The Chance to Fly?
Yes, I really enjoyed it. I read it so fast that like it just kind of like happened. Like it just like slapped me in the face, really. But I had such a good time with it. I loved the friendships. I did shed a little bit of tears at the end just because I loved like their dynamic so much. Like it was just like perfect. And they're all just like they're like a little found family. And like I love it so much. Found family is like my favorite thing.
It's so pure and beautiful. I just realized that Kristen Chenoweth blurbed this book, and I'm pretty sure she was Glinda on Broadway.
Oh, that's fun.
Pretty sure. Glinda? That's crazy. Do you know who also was Glinda on Broadway? Miss Jen from High School Musical, the series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love her.
Sometimes. And I'm not gonna lie, reading this book has me like wanting to see the Wicked movie just a little bit. But I kind of I tried reading the book when I was small. And like the fact that like these little kids have like read the book, love the book, amazing to me, because I tried to read the book around this age and completely failed. I was like, this is so boring. I can't, like I read like a few pages. I'm like, this is too dense, like I can't do it. And here like Nat is doing like full-on character study, and like Malik like actually like annotated the book, and I'm like, could have not been like 12-year-old me. Absolutely.
The fact that he like shared the book too with her.
So cute. Yeah, I want to try to find like a bootleg version of the Wicked musical to watch that before I like decide if I want to see the movie or not. Because just listening to the soundtrack, I'm not obsessed with it. But sometimes I need to watch the musical, and then I become obsessed with the soundtrack, because that happened with Newsies.
Yeah, and then you do, because you just have that connection too. Like you like know what to go with the music, so it makes it.
You know the story better, and like you can like envision things. The choreography in Newsies, insane.
I don't think I haven't seen it yet. It's on my Britney homework that I have.
It's on Disney Plus. Yeah, you need to get on that Britney homework.
I do. I literally have a whole playlist just full of songs that you told me to listen
to. I still need to listen to Boy by Luke Hemmings, so.
I can't believe you haven't.
Have you listened to Tortured Poets?
Nope.
Exactly.
I have not. I think about it daily, but then I just get too scared.
I think you should just listen to it.
I'm listening to it, and then I never do it.
You just need to listen to it in little chunks, I think.
Yeah.
That'll be less intimidating. And Boy is not even long. I don't know why I'm waiting.
No.
I think it's because I know I'm not going to like it as much as his first album. So I'm scared. But I am like in a 5-sauce mood. Like it's all I'm listening to, which is bad because I need to be listening to Pink to prepare for my concert in a couple weeks.
Oh.
So that's not productive.
Yeah, but once the 5-sauce mood hits, you can't do anything about it. Like you're done for.
I put my sounds good, feels good, or sounds good. Yeah, sounds good, feels good.
Yeah, sounds good.
I put that in the CD player for the first time yesterday.
Every time I listen to that song, I'm just brought back to freshman year of high school because that was like all I listened to when it came out. Like it was.
I listened to, I think, just like their self-titled first album. I think that's what I listened to in like grade 9. And like I never knew like what songs were what except for like the main singles because I had it downloaded on an app on my iPod that was just like the album in one file. So it's just like continuously play. So I have no idea. But it was fun. Anyways, back on topic. I was so nervous for you to read this book. And then like you started it and you didn't tell me that you were starting it. And you were like a big chunk of the way through. And I'm like, how are you liking it? And you're like, I'm enjoying it. And there was like no enthusiasm. There was nothing. And I'm like, is she like scared to tell me that she's not really enjoying it? I'm like, what's happening? I was so nervous. But I didn't want to like say anything.
I need a bit more than that.
Right. You're just like, I'm enjoying it. All lowercase, like, which is how you text anyway. But just like, there's like no like exclamation points. Like there was nothing. And I'm just like,
oh no.
You had me spiraling for half a second. And then you finished it like shortly after. I'm like, that's crazy. Like it felt like it happened so fast. Yeah, I was so nervous because this is obviously one of my favorite books. And like when you sent that I'm enjoying it text, I was like, oh no. Did I hype it up too much? Was it one of those things where I just like couldn't shut up about this book and then it just like had no like choice but to fall flat for you? But no, so it didn't happen.
It was not one of those. Okay. I did really like it.
Are you gonna read the companion sequel?
I'm planning. I don't know when I will read it, but I know that I want to. Because you said it takes place like during the school year, so it's like her seeing like the school side of them, and I'm really curious to see how that like plays out.
Look at her in little Hudson. Look at his little outfit.
I love them so much.
So cute. I was gonna reread this one after reading this one, but I ended up reading this in August instead of July. And so I just had too many other things going on. So I will be rereading this hopefully at some point. Because I've never reread it. It only came out last year. But good times. Yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed it because this is obviously one of my absolute favorite books. And as we've discussed previously, I've given myself 3 rereads in the book club this year.
Yes.
And this was my second one. And I really did not want to waste it. Like I still don't know what my last one's going to be. We only have a few more months of the year for me to figure that out. But like I didn't want to waste one and have you not enjoy it.
No, I think it was a good pick. I think it was good.
Yeah. I think it's like timely because the Wicked movie is coming out soon. I don't even know when it's coming out.
I think in November. I'm pretty sure like around Thanksgiving.
I feel like big movies always do come out in November.
Because holidays, people have like time off.
Yeah.
I don't know why like they pick like that time though.
I don't know. I was thinking about Thanksgiving recently, off topic, because we have it in October, right? And I love that we have it in October. And I was like gushing about our timing of Thanksgiving with my dad. And I was like, yes, we do also have Halloween in October. So we do have 2 holidays, but you don't have like a big meal for Halloween. Like you're not sitting down with your family and like eating a turkey. So like it's fine. So we have the nice Thanksgiving meal kind of like beginning, middle of the month, and that's so nice. And then you get a break in November where you just like holiday prep. And then you get another turkey in December.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I feel like that's a good like spacing out too. Yeah. Like instead of like having like Thanksgiving and then Christmas like right next to each other.
I love it. And then like the next day, we don't have like Black Friday. So we can just like enjoy ourselves. Whereas like Americans, you know, you're getting stuffed up on turkey and then immediately you got to go Black Friday shopping.
Yeah.
And I'm so sad about it because we always do Black Friday shopping. Me and my mom. It's like our tradition. We always go to like this Christmas store And then we like do Black Friday shopping. I'm gonna be in Toronto this year for Black Friday.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And my mom's a little sad. She's like, I'm gonna miss it. It's not gonna be the same. And I'm like, I didn't even realize.
I'll just fill in for you. I'll go there. I'll be the fill-in Brittany. Okay. We'll go Black Friday shopping together. Don't worry.
I'm so sad. And she's like, you help me like find Christmas gifts for everybody. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry.
It's like for a good cause.
Maybe she'll be able to buy me stuff because usually if she buys me anything on Black Friday, I'm always there, so I know. So like my Olivia Guts Secret Tracks vinyl, I knew I was getting because I picked it out. I was there. I always know like a few things I'm getting because I'm always one that does the shopping with her. But anyways, off topic. So yeah, I love this book. So good. I feel like I wasn't fully in the mood for it this go around. When it came time to read it, I've been reading a lot of romance books, and a lot of, I was gonna say, okay, it's not a lot of, but like I read The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. So I was like, really
what did you think of that, by the way?
So good. My goodness. Amazing. I'm obsessed with this new shelf, by the way. If you guys missed my bookshelf reorganization.
Oh, I need to watch that.
I'm obsessed with it. This is my favorite little shelf. It's like mystery, thrillery type of books, just like dark looking books. Obviously, Library of Shadows is displayed, but then we got the 2 Holly Jackson books that I own. Stunning. Anyways, I feel like a middle grade contemporary was just not fully what I would have chosen if I hadn't picked it for the book club. But it was fine. It was a quick read, good time. I think I took it with me to the States, so that was like an easy, quick little thing to read. Yeah. Do you have a favorite character?
I like Nat.
She's such a cutie pie.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I like all of them. Like, it's like you're asking me to pick a favorite child. I can do that.
I think my favorite is Nat as well. I just love being in her head and like seeing how she navigated things and like how dramatic she could be, and she was just so much fun to follow. And in the second book, too, it was fun to follow in that one as well. See all the different kind of problems that arise in that book. And she's such a cutie patootie. I love her.
She's a little angel. Oh, and I love her dog. I forgot what her dog's name is, but something funny.
Oh. I love it. Goodness me. What is her dog's name?
I saw it when I was flipping through.
Is it Warbucks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Warbucks.
Yeah. I know that's some sort of like Broadway reference. I just can't remember what it's referencing. Do you have a favorite musical? Do you like musicals?
I don't really listen to musicals very often, but I like Tick Tick Boom.
Oh my god, I love Tick Tick Boom.
It's so good. Dev's sibling has a friend over and they were listening to 3090 downstairs.
Perfect.
So good. I acted like I needed to grab something from downstairs just so I could listen to it.
I watched it for the first time this year and I'm just obsessed with it.
Oh god.
I cried.
And the fact that Andrew Garfield didn't really sing before that movie.
That's like my favorite.
Absolutely mind-boggling.
It's like in Daisy Jones and the Six, like Riley Keough and Sam Claflin didn't have any like real singing history or like music.
It's just so
you know.
Yeah. I think Hugh Jackman had the same thing for The Greatest Showman, which is also very good.
That one's not my favorite. I like some songs from it, like Rewrite the Stars, mainly. But I wasn't blown away by the actual movie itself. Oh, the Dreams one too. Million Dreams. But I have the pink cover on my phone.
Oh.
Not the because they did like a compilation album, I think, where they had different artists.
Reimagined.
Yeah, so I have the pink one on my phone. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite musical?
Oh, what a great question. Dear Evan Hansen is definitely.
Oh, I forgot about Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I just love the music from it. It's the only one that I own on vinyl, which is the only reasons because they don't have my other favorite ones on vinyl, which is so sad. Then we have Waitress. Oh my god, I love Waitress. I watched the Pro Shot last year. Beautiful. I'm so sad I did not see it when we were in New York because it was like the closing of it the first time they like closed because they did reopen after COVID. It was like 2019. They were closing, so there was always people on the street trying to get you to buy tickets to it. And we like thought about it for like half a second because my sibling liked the pie hats that they were wearing to sell the tickets. And so just based on that, they're like, I want to see this, but then we just never did. But I don't think I would have appreciated it because I didn't listen to it until like a month or two later when I started writing The Show Must Go On.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all my favorite musicals are not on Broadway anymore. It's tragic.
It's so sad.
But Newsies, those are my top 3. Newsies, Waitress, Dear Evan Hansen.
Stunning.
I think so. Oh, and then like, if we're talking about like non-Broadway and just like musical, like movies, High School Musical.
Of course, absolutely. High School Musical 3.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's something in that movie. I don't know what they did. What is this?
It was the bigger budget.
It did.
It really was. It did wonders for them. Anyway, do we want to go through my notes or do we want to talk about other just like generic things first? I don't know what else we could talk about generically, but
what are generic things? Because there's characters which we kind of talked about already. Overall thoughts.
I feel like plot we could go through that with my notes.
I was terrified when her and Chloe weren't talking. I was so scared, and I was so sad too because that happened to me before. Because I moved states, and then it was so sad.
That's so.
And sad. I was 11 when it happened, so I was like kind of the same age. But
did you like the writing?
I did like the writing. Yes, it was very easy. Like I read this so fast. I think this is like the fastest I've ever read a book because it just flows so well.
So good. And like the font's not like super small or anything.
Yeah, it's a good font size too.
I'm always so curious when it's co-authors because you don't know unless they say it how they like split up the writings. Like I don't know how collaborative it was. I feel like if it's like a dual POV book, you know that one of the authors wrote one of the like Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, like they wrote one specific character. But I don't know how they approached it, so I don't know.
I didn't even notice like different writing styles at all. Like it didn't even hit me that it was like co-written until like I was done. And I saw the 2 pictures in the back. I was like, oh. Yeah,
it flowed so beautifully. I've never read anything else by either of them besides these books. I'd love to like look into things, but love Ali Strover. Obviously, I saw her in that Christmas movie that we talked about in the last live show. This is her debut novel, which is fun. I do believe she was like the first. Yeah, she was the first person in a wheelchair to appear on Broadway and win a Tony Award.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that for her. I almost took my nail off just then. My finger got caught in the book. Yeah, I love the writing. It was so easy and like it really felt like you were reading from like a middle grader, like a 12-year-old. It felt so
especially
authentic.
like her mind too. Like it just
I think that Ali and Stacy really captured that voice and what it feels like to be that age. And it feels like I'm going back to that age and like dealing with like the friendship struggles and trying to fit in and like just all of that was really great. And it's great in the second book too, especially with the dynamics of school being brought in. And then obviously I'm not in a wheelchair, so like I can't relate to that aspect of it, but I liked learning about it. But I could relate to like the being different and like the not wanting to be like a burden on people with like my anxiety and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they just captured the middle grade voice so beautifully.
They did.
And like I feel like they just really tapped into their middle grade selves in order to write this book. And honestly, I could live in Nat's head forever. Like write 1 million books, take it into YA, give it to me.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so cool, like to see her grow up though. I can imagine.
And I feel like they also dealt with first crushes really well.
Oh, yes.
I loved Nat and Malik. They were so cute. I always want to call him Malik. I'm assuming it's pronounced Malik, but I always want to say Malik because Zayn Malik.
Because Zayn, yeah.
I think when it's a first name, it's Malik. I could be wrong. But my instinct is always to say Malik. And I'm not gonna lie, when I read it, it is Malik. Okay, do you want to go through my notes then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So obviously, at the beginning, she is like moving to San Francisco. No, where is she moving?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. All right. She's from California. Hey, you're in New Jersey right now. That's cool. Just clicked. Love that for you. But I love that she was like at this place to do the track or whatever. And then she stumbles upon the musical production, and I thought that was
the
a lot of
way
fun.
she found it, I loved that. I loved that.
And she like fought for it with her parents and like found her own way there, and like she was so determined to be a part of this musical and have like her first real musical experience. I thought it was so cute.
The part that I loved too about that is like how nervous she was about it, but she still like pushed to do it anyways, because she was like I want to do this, like it's my dream. I was like,
cutie patootie. Yeah. There's just something about like when you're in that age where like the fear doesn't stop you from doing something.
Oh yeah, like once you have your mindset on something when you're that age, you're just gonna do it anyways,
right? Because I think about it so often, the fact that like I did like my school's talent shows. I'm like, could never do that now. Get up on a stage and sing in front of people when I literally cannot sing to save my life.
Yeah,
baffles me. Like that was a different.
So empowering.
That was a different human. That was not me.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is, and I don't know how to be her again.
Yeah, where is she?
So we've diverged. We're different people.
Where did she go?
She died. I don't know. But what breaks my heart every time, and this is what my note is about, but it breaks my heart every single time because she has not actually seen Wicked. She's not seen like a bootleg slime tutorial of it. She has not actually seen the musical. So all she knows is the songs. So she knows that Nessa Rose is the only character.
Oh, yeah, that made me.
In the whole musical to be in a wheelchair. And she's like, oh my God, I am made for this role. I am made to be Nessa Rose. Like, I'm a shoo-in. I'm the only one here in a wheelchair. Like, this is perfect. Yeah. And then when she finds out that Nessa Rose gets to magically walk in like Act 2 or whatever, heartbreaking. Because she's like, I can't walk.
Yeah. I think it was Savannah who told her because they were doing something. And then she asked who she was auditioning for. She's like, Nessa Rose, obviously. And she was like, oh, you can walk? And then she was like, huh?
Yeah, like, poor baby girl. Like, she just had no clue. And it broke my heart because then, like, she got, like, all in her head and, like, all panicky. And I believe she, like, hides in the bathroom until I think it's Ray needs to use the bathroom. And then she, like, has that interaction with Malik. And just, like, made me so sad for her. Because she was so excited, and then to just be like knocked down like that, like I personally would have been so shaken up from like that.
And that was before like even the audition too. Like that was she got called right after that.
Yeah, so like with that bombshell being dropped on me, I think I would have like skedaddled. Like I don't think I would have been able to muster up anything to do that, but she did it, and she did it so beautifully, and like really proved her like, you know. She did end up like in the ensemble, and like the beginning of it was a bit rocky, obviously, with like the choreographer director dude being like, okay, like you can go home, like we're gonna do some choreography that you can't do. He just assumes that she can't do things because she's in a wheelchair.
When she proved him wrong.
Oh, iconic.
So good.
Her and Hudson, their friendship is like my favorite. I love them as a duo so much. And love that he automatically was like, yeah, like I'll help you convert the choreo into like something that you can do.
Like with no hesitation either. Like she didn't even say anything. He's like, "Oh, I got you. I got to memorize." Like, I'm coming over.
Right. And the way that when they showed the director dude, I'm really glad that he was just like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, you're so right. Like, this is great. This is wonderful." Because I think it easily could have gone the other way, where he could have been like an asshole about it and been like, "Why are you changing the choreography? Like, this is too stupid. Like, too hard, or like too much work, or I don't know." Like, I'm glad that we had that like nice moment at the end there, or like near the end there, when she like proved herself and was like, I've been working really hard.
Yeah. I love her.
Yeah. But yeah, so I like marked the page where this whole thing happens. That's like quite far in. It's like page 41.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the end makes me want to cry. Okay. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Of course Nessa Rose gets to walk. Of course the only disabled character I know of in a musical gets magically abled. In theater, anything is possible unless, of course, you're me.
Oh, yeah, that broke my heart right there.
Like, are you kidding me? This poor little girl. Like, that would have just broken my heart. And, like, I don't know what anyone's opinions on Wicked are and on that plot line. I don't really know what's going on with Nessa Rose. I don't even know who Nessa Rose really is. I don't know what's going on there. But that feels like bullshit to me.
Yeah.
That the only disabled character magically gets fixed. Like, I think that's so stupid. Yeah. And didn't they at like one point when they were like near the end talking about like maybe like Nat being Nessa Rose, they're like, oh well, you know, people suspend their disbelief in theater all the time. Like she'll just stay in the chair. Like we'll change it to be like, you know, her being in the chair instead of walking. And they're like, okay, well, you can't change the thing unless you want to get like sued.
Yeah, because it's in the plot, which is stupid.
Because like I remember in High School Musical, the series, where they were like making changes to Beauty and the Beast, and then they're like, okay, well, like you can't do that.
Yeah.
If you want to be like you're gonna get disqualified. I thought that was kind of funny, but like Miss Jen just did how she wanted to do.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah.
I wonder if it was the same for High School Musical because she also changed things in High School Musical. And she added in a whole song from Miss Jarvis, which I never understood the context of. They never explained.
Nope.
They just had her singing a song. Anyways. Oh, okay. I love. Did I put what page this is on? I did not. That's not helpful. But I love the scene where they're all sharing a fun fact about themselves, even though that's my worst nightmare in real life. Like, absolutely never ask me to share a fun fact about myself unless I've had ample time to prepare an answer.
Yeah, because I suddenly don't know who I am or what I like. Like, it's like you ask me, it's like, oh.
I'm the most boring person. Yeah. There's nothing fun about me. But I love that Nat's all nervous and like doesn't know what to say or like what to share. But then everyone cheers her on and she gets all excited. Yeah. She's so cute. All like they're like, go Nat, and she gets like all pumped up to like share. It's just like it's such a sweet moment. But then of course it's followed by the director saying she can go home, which obviously just like ruins the moment. I wonder if I can find that. Surely it's like, okay, this is where he gives her the book. Talking about Applebee's. Okay, this is when they're at her house with Hudson. Oh, so it must be I don't know. No, it's before this. Okay. Also, I love like I just love like everything that's like going on in her head, like her inner monologue and stuff during the whole scene. But she's like, what should I say? Something funny, something cute, sad, something relatable. And then the moment when like, did everyone go? I want everyone to share. The anxiety of that.
Yeah, and they were just like, oh yeah, Nat needs to go still.
Yeah.
I would have cried.
She was trying to figure it out, and then the silence was deafening until there was a clap. Then another, then another. A series of slow solo claps became a series of faster group claps. And then the cast began cheering over one another for her. Yeah, Nat, you got this. Go, girl, go. Woo, woo, woo. Do you? Oh, it's so cute. And then she's like leaking nervous giggles. Like, so cute. And then the clapping.
The nervous giggles, I get those.
The clapping exploded into a clap storm. No joke. Nat could hardly control the bigness of her smile. She'd made the right choice auditioning, the best choice. She believed in herself and stumbled into the coolest, most supportive group of theater nerds she never knew existed. She felt on top of the world. So beautiful. I just love how supportive all the kids are, because I think it also would have been very easy to put some like bullies into the mix and some like not.
Well, especially because her being new too, because like she's new there. Like they could just be like, "Ha, new girl," but like they were so like welcoming to like let her into the group. And
yeah,
like,
because they'd all knew each other. They all had like an established friend group. And then Malik. It could be either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Malik, you know, they were doing their like text chain before they found out who was like in the music.
Like, oh, what's Nat's number? Like, I want to add her.
You have to add her. Like,
so
just
cute.
immediately welcomes her into their already like established friend group. I think that's such like a difficult thing to do. It's just so
and it's so scary too, like being the person in the group, because you know that they already know each other, and you're just like, oh,
trying to like find a place for yourself, and they're already like established places. And like when they went to Applebee's together.
Oh, Applebee's.
So cute. Oh yeah, so I talked about Nat and Chloe, and how the authors so perfectly capture what it's like to be like 12, 13, and like the struggles of friendship at that time, just in general, but then also, like you said, like with the addition of moving to a different state.
Long distance.
It's tough. Like I know when I was 7, I had a friend move to Toronto, and we did not keep in touch. Like we tried a little bit, I think, but it didn't go well. Like, I think we were so young that we didn't have an email. Like we didn't have really a way to contact each other, and so we completely fell apart. And we were like really, really close. And then she finally did move back when we were like 13, 14 maybe, and like there was nothing left there. Like we had nothing in common. Like we had like lost the entire friendship. I remember that being really heartbreaking. So I can only imagine doing that like when you're 13, whatever, and like you're, I don't know.
Yeah, all of my friends that I had before we moved states, I don't even know where they're at now.
It's so sad. I've never moved. Like this neighborhood is the only place I've ever lived.
I've moved so much.
I think you've moved like at least 3 or 4 times just in us being friends for like 6 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really hard to read about Nat and Chloe. It was really sad. But it felt really realistic and relatable, because there are so many like tumultuous friendship things at that time, and like the jealousy of your best friend becoming really close with somebody else in your absence. Being like, do they like me better? Like, why are they friends with this person? And I really love the way that like that all came together in the end as well, and they like had that conversation with each other.
It made me so sad though. Like, especially like Nat's parents just telling Chloe to just be strong for her, so it's like not as hard. And Nat's anger, that made me, I was so mad.
That made me so mad. Like, what gives you the right to tell somebody else's child to put
and
up
then
like
the
a
mom was like, it's just me being a parent, and Nat's like, no, that's not an excuse this time. Like, no.
I hated that her mom always did that. Like, that's not an excuse for literally anything.
No.
Yeah, just like how like little like awkward moments happen between Chloe and Nat. This scene in particular is when Nat's dad is driving her to the like retreat.
Oh yeah, she's on speaker.
Which that retreat, like the whole like leading up to it, made me so anxious. Like her getting there and realizing that the handicap thingy on the bus was broken, the ramp thingy. And her dad having to drive her, and her asking Savannah to come and sit with her, and Savannah just like pretends to like not hear her. That made me so mad. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you fully like acknowledged that she was talking to you, and then you just like turned around and talked. Like, I love Savannah at the end, and like I understand her as a character, but like, my God, I feel like she does take the part of like a minor little like frenemy bully kind of person.
Yeah, in the beginning, she really had me.
Like, she had her like good moments and bad moments, but I feel like I'm glad that was like as intense as it got. Like, I'm glad that for the most part it was like a lighthearted read with like really supportive, friendly people. But she was like a mini antagonist, I suppose. Yeah. I'm trying to find specifically if there was anything I wanted to talk about in this scene. Oh, just like things that were like things that your friend's changing and you're not there for it, and you're like, when did this happen? Like, who are you becoming? So like Chloe's up really, really early, And Nat's like, since when are you a morning person? Like, when did that happen? Yeah. Right. And then she's with Beatrice.
This squish's name is Beatrice.
Amazing. And poor Nat, she's like, what was going on? Why was Chloe at the beach at their sacred spot at like 8 a.m.? And who was this mysterious person bringing her a buttered bagel when they both knew cream cheese and jelly was her thing?
Yeah.
The sacred spot got me. And Chloe's like, it's a lot of people's spot. But like, there's something like, especially when you're that age, where you're like, this is our thing, and you're doing it with somebody else. Like, it feels like a little mini betrayal almost. And I'm not gonna lie, I still feel like that sometimes about things. Probably on me, but it's like that's like our thing. That's like our little moment. That's our little place. Like that's the thing that we do together. Like, what do you mean you're doing?
I'm definitely the same.
Yeah, so I really I felt that, and I also know like I went through friendship struggles at this age too, and it was hard. It was so hard, and I could really relate to things going on here.
Yeah. Well, because at that age, everything is just so intense, and like that person is like almost kind of like your whole world. Yeah. Like, and so it's just like, oh,
so sad. And to like, not be there. But then also like at the end when we find out, like we have that conversation with the two girls, and Nat's like you were friends with Beatrice, and Chloe's like, okay, but you left me, and you were making all these amazing friends and doing all these amazing things, and I had nobody. So you really like understand her and like what she was going through and why she clung on to Beatrice, even if like maybe that wasn't somebody that she would have chosen to be friends with otherwise.
Yeah, because she even said she was like, because she was desperate because they had a falling out. Like Beatrice had a falling out with her friends, and then she's like, and I was desperate, and then now it's like, but you shouldn't have to be desperate. Like you're amazing. I was like, oh, yeah, that part got me too.
Yeah. Also, I really did not like Beatrice. Just like we barely saw anything from her, but like they're at the beach to shark. It's catcalling, but reversed since we do it to guys. And I do love that Nat's dad was like, come on, girls, that doesn't make it any better. Because it really doesn't. Like, disgusting either way. And then Beatrice is like, why does Natalie sound like a man? You're on speaker with Jeff. Who's Jeff? Nat's dad. Why are we talking to Natalie's dad? She just doesn't get it. Jeff's a cool dad. Yeah.
Stan Jeff.
I do love Jeff. He was very nice. I like him. Okay, oh my god, what was your reaction when they lost the theater?
Oh, I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Because that was like right after.
I did. That was right after like the dance scene, and then there was a storm, and then somehow something caught on fire, and they all had to escape. She had to be carried out because the elevators weren't working. Oh, yeah. It was scary.
Just like the whole little thing saying that like it's canceled.
Yeah.
Like,
it made me so sad because they did so much work.
We are sad to say that Broadway Bounders has lost our office, offline archives, sets, props, and costumes from the last decade. Because of this, we no longer have the resources, funds, or time this late in the game to book alternate production space. We are grateful, however, that no one sustained any injuries and that everyone is safe. Cast, you have worked incredibly hard these last several weeks. We're very proud of you. Chins up, remember, no one mourns the wicked. And I'm like, you can't just give up. You can't. And I love how, like, some of the cast just like gave up and they just like went and did their own things. But like the core group of them, Nat really like rallied them and was like, no, like we can't give up. We've worked so hard. Like this is the first musical like theater production I've ever been in. Like we can't just like let it go. Like I just love her for that so much. And like I love how they really like did everything they could. This like little group of like 13-year-olds. They did
they did the thing though. Like they did that.
Like they worked so hard to like put the show back together with a limited cast, and they had to find an alternate place to do it twice. They had to find 2 different places because the first one they found didn't have a working elevator, so they had to find a second one. And it was just so beautiful. And like their little like fundraiser that they did.
Yeah,
so cute, the karaoke. Yeah. They're just like so cute. Like I don't think I would do that. I think I would give up. That was
I would have.
Like, Like, I'm not that leader type of person to be like, no, like, we have to, like, still put this on, and, like, couldn't have been me. I feel like my notes were not very consistent here. Also, okay, I do love when they're having these conversations of, like, because they're saying that Ray should play Alphaba and Nat should play Nessa Rose. And then Malik's like, oh, we can switch up the dialogue and lyrics so that Nessa Rose can stay in her chair. That's illegal, Savannah declared, unless you want to call Steven Schwartz and negotiate a rewrite. Willing suspension of disbelief, Hudson yelled, heel tapping. Willing to change the script. When the line says Nessa Rose walks and Nat does, and the audience will just imagine it. And poor Nat, she gets so excited about that. But then Savannah's like, it'll look like we're putting on a DIY show. Well, it is a DIY show, we argued. And then Malik's like, we'll CGI it. This is live.
Yeah, yeah, the CGI line got me.
And then, okay, this is a moment where, like, I really loved Savannah. She's like, can everyone stop freaking out and listen? The solution is obvious. Nat bet Savannah was going to suggest that Marty or one of the younger kids play Nessa, or that she played Glinda and Alphaba herself, turning the show into some sort of experimental theater piece. No offense, Ray, Savannah said, then locked eyes with Nat. Nat needs to play Alphaba.
Oh,
wait, yes. What? Are you high on green elixir? Nat might have screamed with giddy shock. She did scream it. It's obvious, Savannah went on. We've all heard Nat sing. She has the strongest belt. She works harder than anyone. She knows the whole show like the back of her hand. Plus, Nat and I are already frenemies, real life Glinda and Alphaba.
Oh. I love that moment so much. Like,
right? And then they're like, how is Nat going to defy gravity? Like, how is she going to fly? And Hudson's like, if Nat plays Alphaba, trust me, she'll fly like no one has flown before.
Oh, I love that so much.
Like, I almost cried when she was like, Nat needs to play Alphaba. Like, obviously.
Yeah, the way she was like, it's obvious. I was like, wow.
Right, because originally their plan was like, oh, like, obviously the abled person will play the abled person and Nat will play the disabled person in a wheelchair. Even though that comes up with, like, a whole crop of issues about, like, the whole walking thing. And Savannah's just like, no, like, she's going to play Alphaba, like, obviously.
Yeah.
So I love that she sees that Nat can play a typically abled character. It's beautiful.
It is.
Beautiful.
Oh, and I love the advice, too, that Nat gave Savannah about her sister who has CP. And she was like, just give her room. Like, let her, like, tell her that she can do things on her own so she feels like she's able to. And then she's like, that's good advice. Yeah. And then Nat used her own advice, too, and told her parents, she's like, I need more freedom. Like, this is too much, guys.
Yeah, so cute. I just love her so much. And then obviously her parents bring Chloe to New Jersey to see the show. So cute. And then Chloe gets all excited, like, you're playing the lead. And she's like, I've been practicing the songs 24/7. No idea how I'm gonna fly yet, but you have to fly. Oh my god. Like, I just, like, love that, like, there was, like, the awkwardness and them having to, like, talk about everything that was going on and like catching each other up on everything, and just, like, the excitement of finding out about the show and all the details. I just love that.
Oh, and when they flew her out.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, my mom when her dad cries. Are you crying? It's sweat. Jeez, you're definitely crying. Oh, yeah. Cute. I just love when they, like, have that, like, confrontation about what they did to Chloe, and then, like, talking about what Nat needs from them. Like, I depend on you both for a lot of stuff, and I get that I'll need help forever. But that means you need to let me try out independence whenever I can. I need to test the limits, and I want your support.
Yeah. Cool. And the way that conversation was, like, I feel like it was written very well, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It makes me wonder if that's a conversation that Allie Stroker had to have with her parents when she was younger. I think she was born needing a wheelchair. I could be wrong. I don't know. I know Nat wasn't an accident, but my last note is about when she flies.
When she flies.
I don't know why I said it like that. When she flies. Because it was just like so cute. Like they really like did what they could to make it happen, and it was just so adorable.
It was funny though when Chloe came in. She was like, "Yeah, guys, we need to fix this. That was not it. Like, what was that?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Chloe," and then Hudson's like, "Hey, you're here."
Yeah, so cute. I love how like I just love the way the scene is written. Like it has the snippets of the lyrics, and then going into like what she's thinking or what she's doing, like the action of the scene. I just love how the whole scene was like actually constructed, which sounds like a nerdy craft thing, but I just really enjoyed it.
Well, because I feel like it was like good compared to like how it's typically portrayed in stories where it's just like the show. Like you don't really get like the inner monologue of like what the character's feeling.
I just love this. She felt a tug upward. She was rising up out of her chair. "It's me!" she shouted again on pitch, and she could feel Elphaba's superpowers, her own superpowers, pulsing through her veins. She was 3 feet in the air, 5 feet in the air, 10 feet, 15. High above the neon green fog, she dropped her jaw and belted. "So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly."
Yeah.
It was scary being up so high. It was terrifying relying on Hudson and her dad in the wings, pulling her to keep her elevated. The harness was tight against her back, and she'd worry she'd flip or drop the broomstick or both. There were so many people watching, including her mom, including Chloe. Did the flying look legit? Did she look legit? "And I'm flying solo. At least I'm flying free." She sang her worries partly away, sick of caring what anyone thought. Right now she didn't need a wheelchair or a lift or a shower chair or braces or a standing frame or a walker or anything. "To those who ground me, take a message back from me." Nat wasn't watching herself anymore. She was back in her own body. Her legs were her legs, and her arms were her arms, and her voice was her voice. The sound was gorgeous and alive, powerful and emotional, soaring and unrestricted. It pierced through the musty theater air out to the audience beyond Rutgers College, over the New Jersey border, and across the country to California, then skimmed the sea. "Tell them how I am defying gravity," Nat sang. "I'm flying high, defying gravity." She'd done it. She'd followed her heart. She auditioned and gotten cast, and she was lifted into this role literally by friends who believed in her. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever going to bring me down. Not Calvin, not new kids at school, not herself, nobody. She belted her final riff. I don't know why I did that. And thrusted the broomstick over her head. The green frog blasted into a blackout. The red curtain closed in front of her. It was intermission. The red curtain, I'm telling you.
The red curtain. There it is.
Nat was
That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah. Nat was Nat, a real actress in a harness, getting lowered toward the stage floor. Ray caught her and guided her into Peaches. Also, her wheelchair's named Peaches.
I love her wheelchair.
Hudson detached the rope. Malik handed her a water bottle. Savannah wrapped her arms around her. They were whisper cheering stuff over one another, like, "Go, Nat, you did it. Dang, you defied gravity. Heck to the yeah." And for the first time in her entire life, she felt unlimited. Because I love that, because before that, the only time that she ever felt like free or unlimited like that was when she was driving, because she could just sit in a chair like regular people. And that's why she loved being in a car. And I do love that there's a scene where like she talks about that to somebody, and they're like, "But you weren't in a car accident," and she's like, "Yeah, even like I don't remember it, so like
it just happened.
It doesn't affect me. Like it affects her parents, but like, it doesn't affect her. She don't remember it." Yeah, like definitely just like all the cute friendship moments when she flies, like all these moments definitely had like tears in my eyes.
Yep.
I just had to be so emotional because I just love them so much. I love the characters so much. I love the end. It's got like the signing of like.
Oh yeah, I love it. And all the messages are so cute too.
Yeah. Oh, Malik says, "You make me want to dance through life." And then I love that they get together at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I love the romance. And like they like kind of dance together, which is so cute. And like they had like a song playing, and Malik's like, "Oh man, for some reason I thought that song was playing in my head." Me too. What? Wow, we're dorks.
I love that interaction. Oh.
Yeah. I wonder if they planned a third book because they talk about like next summer.
Oh.
And they're like, do you think Broadway Bounders will be back in business? Definitely. And if not, I think we can handle it, don't you? For sure. What show do you think we'll do? Maybe West Side Story or The Pajama Game? I don't know what The Pajama Game is. Okay.
I've never heard that one.
Ooh, maybe we can do Seussical or wait for it, Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I wonder if they had plans for a third book. Because obviously the second book takes place over the school year. So then we could have another book where it's summer again. I wonder like what that would be about though. Like character-wise. I'm struggling to remember exactly how the second book ends. But yeah, I'm wondering like what the challenges would be. Would it be like new people coming in, ruining their dynamic, or like I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know if there's been any announcements because this book came out I think in 2021, 2020.
That long ago?
2021. And then the sequel came out last year, so that was like a couple of years in between. So I can double check, but I don't know if there's been.
That'd be cool if there's another one.
Because I don't think I follow the authors on anything.
Because didn't they technically say that the next book is just a companion novel, even though it's a sequel?
It's literally a direct sequel. Follows the same character. I don't understand why they called it a companion. And I guess you could read it without reading the first one. I don't know why you'd want to, but
yeah.
Okay, it's not saying anything about a book 3. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Because I also just found the sequel, like, by chance. Like, I didn't know it was a thing either, but, like, I went to show my uncle the cover of this book for some reason. I don't know why. And it was just there, the sequel. And I was like cover and everything.
Wait a second.
Coming out in a couple of months from when I found it. I'm like, what do you mean there's a sequel coming out? I was so excited. I, like, screamed, and he was so confused. I'm like, you don't understand. This is one of my favorite books. Anyways. Very, very exciting. Oh, let's just check something. Okay. But yeah, I love this book. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. I'm so glad that you loved it. I cannot wait for you to read Colors and tell me your feelings on that. Obviously, it's during the school year. So it's her going to the same school as I believe some of the Broadway Bounders, not all of them. I could be wrong, but she goes to the same school, I believe, as Savannah, Hudson, and Malik, maybe. And so there's challenges with that. Things that come up with her wheelchair and the accessibility and like how that makes her feel. They do Footloose, and it's beautiful. So it's her doing another show and also finding a new dynamic with her friends in school as a setting instead of summer, because obviously summer and school, two very different things.
Very different.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I really loved the sequel. I felt like it was perfect.
I'm excited to read it.
Did you like the chapter titles in this book?
Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to them, but I do like
them. Like, I don't know what most of them are referencing, but I know there's a chapter called Waving Through a Window.
Oh, yeah.
Waving through a window.
Oh, I just turned to it.
I know that when I first read it, I took a picture of this page. I was so excited.
That's such a good song, too.
That's my favorite song. Yeah, I do love a good chapter title. In middle grade books specifically, that's when I enjoy them the most.
Yeah.
In my own middle grade,
Lindsay Puckett's chapter titles, I love them.
Amazing. I would love to include chapter titles in my middle grade book, but I just don't think I'm going to be very good
at it. I feel like it would come to you. I feel like it just like...
It would have to be a like later draft
kind
of thing, like not a first draft. That's too much brain power. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Me either. So just like a very like short, sweet book. It's not too complex, so there's not a whole lot of like different plot threads to talk about or anything. Just a very heartwarming, very sweet book. One of the blurbs on the back says heartwarming, or did I make that up? No, it was the description. It said the chance to fly is a heartfelt story about finding your people, standing up for yourself, and defying expectations. Beautiful. I also love the dedication. For every kid who has a dream, even if the odds are against you, don't ever stop finding ways to fly.
Oh.
My favorite dedications are the ones that talk about, like, for every kid or for every person or for the readers, like something like that, where it's like directed at like the general.
Yeah. Because it just feels so nice. It's just like, oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're talking about me. So sweet. We just announced this morning what our September book is going to be, and I'm very excited about it. Neither of us have a copy of it to share today.
Nope.
I do own a copy, but it is in storage.
It is in storage.
Alas. Which I did on purpose because I knew that it was available at the library if I wanted it. But it's This Woven Kingdom by Tara Mafi. I'm so excited. We really wanted like a good book for the start of fall and like a fantasy book. And with the announcement of the spin-off Shatter Me series yesterday, I was like, okay, I need to catch up on
series.
Miss Tara Mafi. I think it's gonna be like a 5-book series or something crazy. And there's 3 books out already. And I was like, how am I 3
There's
books
already 3?
behind? Yeah.
I feel like the first one just came out. Right. I'm so behind on book news.
Right. I can't tell you what they're called off the top of my head. I know one's All This Twisted Glory, or all That Twisted Glory is something with Twisted Glory. But I don't know what the other one's called, and I don't even know which one that is. Yeah, I've been very nervous to read this book because it's quite different for Tara Mafi. Because obviously Shatter Me is like dystopian with like some fantastical element, so it could be like a dystopian fantasy, I guess, if you want to describe it that way. Then she's got some contemporary-ish books, some middle grade fantasies, but like this is young adult high fantasy.
I've been feeling in my fantasy era recently, so I'm very excited.
I love that. I don't even know what this book's about. I've read the description a million times and never can I retain what it's about. Ever.
Yeah, I read it when you told me if I'd be interested in it. I was like, oh yeah, this sounds so good, but I can't tell you what it's about right now.
No.
Literally second, like after I'm done reading it, it's just like out of my brain. Like
every time.
I lose recollection.
I do believe it's like a royal-ish kind of story.
Something about a prophecy.
Maybe I don't even
a king
that.
Or a prince or something like that. I don't know.
I'm really nervous about it because it is high fantasy, and I feel like that's hard for me. Although I have been getting into my fantasy era this year, so there is potential. Plus, it is Tara Mafi, and I love Tara Mafi. So I figured I need to read it. This would be a good time to read it before she starts the next Shatter Me series, which I still can't believe is happening, and I don't fully know how I feel.
The cover is so stunning.
It's like a painting.
It looks so good.
Different than the other books.
I think I prefer it.
I don't know how I feel about it. And the left eye, it's a left eye instead of a right eye, which I think is because it's like a spinoff. I think they want to differentiate it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm forever grateful that with, the continuation of the Shadow Me series and then now a spinoff, that they've never fully changed the covers. I'm really appreciative of that. It's not pulling a darker shade of magic,
Nope.
Which, by the way, I'm kind of peeved about. I was at Barnes & Noble a couple weekends ago, and I happened to pass the adult fantasy section, and I saw A Darker Shade of Magic, and I saw the new hardcovers with Fragile Threads of Power. And tell me, did you hear that? So
loud. No.
My like laptop notified me of something. But like they specifically came out with new paperbacks and new hardcovers of the original trilogy to match Fragile Threads. Tell me why though. The covers match, sure, but the spines of the original books are still black. That doesn't match at all. Because if you can see mine right there, I've got like black, red, and like a cream. So like it's gonna match as well as that on the spine.
Yeah.
And like that's what you see. The only difference is now that it's in the same font or like whatever of Fragile Threads and like the same formatting. Like it's still not gonna match. Why couldn't they just bring the neon color onto the spine like they did for Fragile Threads? What if, oh my god, what if for the other Fragile Threads books they make the spine black?
That would be a madness. That would be a madness.
That would be so rude. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Do we have any idea when that's coming out?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna need to do a reread. I don't remember anything.
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's no information. I feel like B.E. Schwab is a bit of a slower writer. Plus, she's working on like a million things. I know she started working on the third Vicious book, the Villains books.
Yeah, there's no information about it.
No, I would imagine 2026. I would imagine a 2-year gap between each book because they also are quite fat.
They're very chunky.
I can imagine.
It took me so long to finish it.
Yeah,
I took my time.
I actually don't remember how long it took me. Maybe not that long. I don't know.
I don't think it took you too long.
I can't remember. But yeah, anyways, I'm excited to read this Woven Kingdom. I figured this was a good time to do it before she starts the spin-off series, and while we still have a few months left in the year that I can catch up on the series, assuming that I love it, which I'm hoping that I will. It's the Haramaki. I've yet to dislike a Haramaki book. Because I do believe the 4th book's coming out next year. She just hasn't given like any official information about it, but she keeps saying that it's still coming out next year, that the Shadow Me book is not going to affect that. So the covers are very pretty. I'm excited. So we would love if you guys would join in with us. September, reading this Woven Kingdom. The end of the year is my favorite time of the year for reading and for things like that. So I'm excited.
It's just my favorite time of the year in general. Like the whole year, I'm just looking forward to these months. Like
I'm already planning out my fall TBR, planning out my start of fall reading vlog. We are moving at the end of October, beginning of November, we're hoping. So it might not be wise for me to decorate for fall and Halloween, considering I should be packing during that time, but I'm going to do it anyways because I cannot make fall videos without fall pumpkins, you know?
You need them. They're a must.
I might not do like full on Halloween. No, I probably will. I do like in the future want to like have a specific time where there's just fall decor out and then bring in the Halloween elements, because I do find I get tired of the Halloween decor by the end of October because I'm just ready for Christmas. So maybe if I don't have it out as long, it'll be different. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll experiment, but that will not be this year because then I just won't see them at all. Gotta have my Boney Maloney and my little ghosty in a cauldron.
Oh, with Boney Maloney.
So
he's a legend.
They have them again this year, the little skeletons.
I need to get one.
They're like $5.
I need to get one.
$5.
I'm gonna get one.
Do it. They can be buddies.
Yes.
Long distance.
Oh, we'll have to find one. Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
You'll help me come up with a name for him.
My dad came up with a name for mine, so.
I remember when he texted me, you're like, my dad is so funny.
I don't know where it came from. He was like, Boney Maloney. And I was like, you know what? You're so right. His name is Boney Maloney. And then like I set him up on like the chair and the other seat in the car. I like put them all like sitting, and I was like, oh, there you go, Pony Melody. I like became unhinged when he's my soulmate. I love him.
Yeah, it's like me and Albie. Oh, it was just meant to be.
Oh, Albie.
He's over there.
Beautiful. Okay, well, I feel my energy depleting rather rapidly here.
Yeah.
So I did not sleep well last night. My smoothie's gone all frothy.
Yeah. Oh, I have a question about your smoothie, your preferred smoothie consistency. Do you like thin smoothies or do you like thick smoothies?
I like somewhere in the middle, although this one is a little bit thin because I put more milk in than I normally would, because when I put in my amount that I normally would use, there was like barely anything left in the carton. Oh. And so I was like, I can't put this back in the fridge. Well.
Yeah.
So I just dumped it all. So I put a little bit more milk than I normally would.
I also do not really thick smoothies for my favorite.
Yeah, I also don't put ice in my smoothies because I put everything in frozen. So I'm just like, I don't need more.
Frozen. Yeah, that would just be too much.
Yeah, whereas my sibling, they make like this like frozen coffee drink. And I swear they put like the entire ice carton in there. I'm like, what? I'm like, when is it ever that serious? You need an entire ice carton in there. Like, we never have ice. They just use it all.
Crazy. That's so funny.
So, like, imagine if I also used ice. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, there would literally never be ice. You guys would be fighting over ice every day.
Yeah, we need like 1 billion ice cartons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us today. It was a lovely discussion talking about The Chance to Fly. We are so excited to read This Woven Kingdom next month with you all. Wish I had a cover. I could share my screen and find the cover, but I'm not going to do that. Sounds like effort. But This Woven Kingdom, Haramathi, beautiful, gorgeous cover. I hope it's as beautiful on the inside. I do love Zahara Mafi and her writing, so I feel like once I get into the story, it should hopefully be good. Mm-hmm. Please, let it be good. Taking a little bit of a gamble, because I did not read like any sample of it beforehand, because I figured I'm going to read it anyway. This is not a book I'm going to read.
Might as well.
I am, however, going to have the audiobook and the physical book. I've had a hold on the audiobook for I don't know how long, and I just keep pushing it off. When it's like, oh, I'm ready, I'm like, I don't want you yet.
Not yet.
Don't even know how long I've had that hold going on for, but it says less than 2 weeks. I'm like, that's some good timing.
That's how my Libby hold is as well.
Yeah. And the book is available physically at my library, so I just need to maybe take a walk up there and get it. That's nice.
Take a little stroll.
Yeah, maybe I'll do another little ultimate book video or something.
Ooh.
It's a potential. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this live show. We appreciate you guys joining in. And we hope